Applebee's 2 for $20. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
Life is for living. And at First International Bank and Trust, we're all about living, helping your dreams come true. Because we're not just in the banking business. We're in the first home business, the community sponsorship business, the how do I make this happen business, making your banking life easy so you can focus on what matters most. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
A family farm is, well, different. The cab of a tractor is the CEO's office. Board meetings are held on the bed of Grandpa's pickup. And a conference call is a holler across the yard to hurry your chores, kids. There's homework to be done. A family farm is about family pride as much as profit. Farmers Union Insurance believes this way of life is worth protecting. Because this isn't just where we work, it's also our family's home. Farmers Union Insurance. Simply different.
The Minot Minotauros 10-year jerseys are so cool, everybody wants one. And when we say everybody, we mean everybody.
Hank, you stealing your jersey? Whoa! Oh! Oh boy. Yeah, I know. It should be a good game tonight. Yes, sir.
Don't be a bird brain. Get your Tauros gear the right way. Go to MinotaurosHockey.com and click on Online Store. From there, you can shop for jerseys, hats, t-shirts, hoodies, and more, all from the comfort of your own home. So go to GoTauros.com and click on the Online Store today.
Oh my.
Welcome into the Bonfire Studios North. It's another episode of Tauros Weekly. I'm Ken Oda. Peter Theodos out this week. He's tending bar at the MSU game tonight. So if you're watching from the Mesa, go say hi to Peter, grab a beer, and maybe throw a buck or two in the tip jar. But as we get started here tonight, a lot of news before we bring in our guests. We just announced today on our website, we are partnering with Dash Digital Auction Showdown, our online auction partner, to do a specialty jersey benefiting the Minot Domestic Violence Crisis Center. Really excited about the way those jerseys came out. You can check that out on gotauros.com. Get a look at the jerseys, get all the details. The auction will start April 1st. It'll end April 17th. We're going to be wearing those jerseys for select games during that run. We've got a couple of weekday games in the mix, so there's a lot more games than usual in that April run. So I think we're going to wear those at least 4 or 5 times in the first couple of weeks of April and then auction those off. Tauros aren't keeping a penny of it. The proceeds will be going to the DVCC with Dash actually covering the cost of the jerseys. So a big shout out to the guys from Dash for working with us on the DVCC jerseys. Also, speaking of Dash, just launched today the Tauros March Madness Dash auction, a chance to get game-worn 10-year jerseys already. Joseph Hargindigi's jersey, a longtime Toro who was traded away this year, is up there. Dante Lawson and Jared Lambright's jerseys are up for auction, as well as some signed pucks and some other things. So that auction started today. It runs for the next couple of weeks. And last thing, Pack the Pepsi. You may have seen, normally that is our Black Friday promotion, Pack the Pepsi. But obviously this year in November we had the COVID restrictions, only 600 people. 600 people in the Pepsi rink doesn't really feel packed, so we're doing it again. It'll be Friday, March 12th when the Bobcats come to the Mesa Arena. Hope to see you all there. We're already over 700 tickets sold for that, and that's still just under a month away. So get online, go Tauros.com, click on buy tickets, and get your tickets for March 12th when the Bobcats come to town. But enough of the business. Let's bring in our guests. It's goaltender Carter Clafton, defenseman Reid Bogenholm. Boys, welcome in.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
A tough weekend in Aberdeen. Before we get to that, I want to go back 2 weekends ago. Reid, you scored your first career Toro goal on what was just an unreal play. I've wanted to talk to you about it since you scored that goal. Walk us through that.
I kind of brought it up the wall and kind of had a little bit of a bad turnover, but it popped right to me, and then took it to the net and just tried to let my instincts take over. So,
yeah. When you scored that goal, the place went nuts. It was your birthday, and everyone in the building got 5 free wings from Buffalo Wings and Rings because it was our 5th of the night, and it was been a long time since we scored 5 at home. So the place went nuts. How aware were you of what was going on in the building around you?
I mean, it was crazy. That's the one nice thing about playing in Minot is the atmosphere on any given night is just unbelievable, and it's anything you could ask for playing hockey. So it was really loud, and the boys were really excited, so that was huge.
You talk about the atmosphere at the Mesa. Another tough building to play in this last weekend was the Odie in Aberdeen. Very different feel than the Mesa Arena. It was obviously a tough weekend. And Carter, the numbers aren't pretty for you, but I don't think, going back or watching those goals, I don't think there was a single soft goal in the bunch. They've put a ton of pucks on net. For you, that had to be a challenging weekend. You weren't expecting to play Friday night for sure. Keenan started warm-ups even, I believe, and then next thing you know, you're the guy. What was that like?
It was pretty crazy. Obviously, I got to be prepared every game. Stuff like that can happen. It's bound to happen in a season like this. So, it was pretty crazy. But Friday night didn't really have any time to get nervous. It was pretty much halfway through warm-ups before I kind of knew I was going to be starting the game. So.
Yeah, that's such a hard building to play in, but especially as a goaltender when it feels like the whole building is against you. What's it like playing down there on the road?
Obviously it's pretty tough, but it's also pretty fun at the same time. If you make a big save, you kind of shut the crowd up a little bit, and it's kind of fun. So. And Reid, for you, you had kind of a fight. they called him I think 4-minute double minors for roughing. That building. Just even me as a broadcaster, I think it's clear for fans who listen, I know I get annoyed with the atmosphere there.
Yeah.
What effect does it have on you guys? And does it, it seems like every time we're down there, there's some kind of battle.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's hockey though. So as players, you gotta drown all that outside noise out and just focus on what's on the ice. So it's not easy to do, but environments like that, you just gotta get past it, I guess.
Now, Carter, you played really well, I thought, on Saturday night as well. Kept the game scoreless through the first and half of the second before they were able to break through on a little bit of a fluky one. But you mentioned as you make big saves, like that breakaway save that was our Powerade Play of the Week up on our social media. When you make those saves and the crowd kind of quiets down and you can feel they're getting frustrated, does that help your confidence as you make more and more of those big saves?
Yeah, definitely. It definitely helps me get a little more comfortable. First game, obviously was a little nervous at the start, but I started to make some saves and kind of knew I could do the job here in Aberdeen. So, it was pretty good.
Yeah, and Reid, we talked with Carter a little bit about finding last minute he's taking over. You guys know on the bench that there's no backup goaltender at the end of the bench. Aberdeen, I think, all weekend was getting pretty close to Carter.
Yeah.
A lot of bumps, a lot of pushes, and it seemed like that a lot of the scrums started right in front of the net. Was that something you guys were conscious of and maybe going even farther than you normally would to protect your goaltender?
Yeah, I think everybody in the rink and everybody that follows the Tauros knew the situation. So, I mean, obviously you can only control what you can control, but there's definitely had to be in the back of your head that we got one goalie. So if they get even a little too close, you gotta at least try to put a stop to it. So
now we've played everyone in the division. Now we've played all, the Wilderness, St. Cloud, Austin, Bismarck, and Aberdeen. There's constantly a debate, I think, between Toro fans whether Bismarck or Aberdeen's the biggest rival. You guys have played in both buildings, had both teams come here. Right now, who would you say who's the bigger rival for the Toros, Aberdeen or Bismarck? Or is it one of the other three Minnesota teams?
I gotta say Aberdeen, just because of the way their fans are. I mean, like, obviously you want to beat Bismarck, you want to beat every team, but nothing would be better after being in that barn with those fans to beat those guys.
How about for you, Carter?
I'm kind of going to take a neutral position here. I think we've had some pretty heated battles with both teams this year, and it feels good to beat either of them.
I will say with Bismarck, every time we've been down there, they've had the attendance restrictions as well with COVID. That's a different barn too once you fill that up. But also now we're getting ready to get on the road. Last weekend was our first road trip, our first night in a hotel as a team since last March. First night for you guys as well. As this is your first year with Tauros, how big will it be for team chemistry to kind of get some of these road trips under your belt and spend some time away from Minot together?
I think it's huge. Spending a lot of time on the bus with the guys, kind of going down. It's pretty fun. We kind of bond a little bit, and the same thing in the hotels, and spend a lot of time together. So it's definitely good for the team chemistry.
We've also got a trip coming up to St. Cloud. You're from St. Cloud, aren't you, Reid?
Yeah, I am.
So how excited are you to get back basically to your hometown to play?
I'm really excited, and I played in the MAC for 4 years. That was my home ring, so really excited to go play there again. I haven't been there in a while, so.
And then Carter, we're going. Cloquet's not that close to your home, Grand Rapids, but we basically go through your hometown to get there. Are you excited, just to maybe have some family be able to come and get into the game?
Yeah, it'll be good. Obviously, I spent a lot of time in the rink that the Wilderness play in. We played there once a year at least in high school and played a lot there in youth. So, that part of Minnesota I'm pretty familiar with, and I'm pretty excited to go back.
Carter, we'll stay with you for a second here. You're taking over for Keenan last minute this weekend and playing very well. How much, sometimes on teams the goaltenders have a bit of a rivalry. I don't sense that from you guys. That it seems like you're both really supportive of each other, really pushing each other, and he's kind of taking on a little bit of a mentor role. Is that the case?
Yeah, for sure. Coming in here, I kind of thought, he's one of the best goalies in the league, so I can learn a lot from him being a rookie, and obviously it's pretty cool to have a good relationship with him where it's not hostile at all. It's just he's teaching me kind of thing, and it's been awesome. So,
how excited are you for obviously the rest of this season and getting an expanded role, but also just where your career can be at moving forward with the tour? I mean, you have 2 years of junior eligibility left. Yeah, I have 2 years left, so pretty excited to keep going. Obviously, it'd be fun to get a starting role, and that's kind of what I'm striving for right now. And Reid, you've got a couple of years left as well, I believe, right? And
yeah.
You're already committed. Do you feel like that maybe takes some of the pressure off you compared to some of the other, 01s, 02s, or even the 2000s who are playing uncommitted right now?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit, but at the end of the day, you got to get better each and every day. So, I mean, whether you're committed or not committed, doesn't matter what school you're committed to, You got to keep developing, you got to keep growing as a person and on the ice too, so.
You're committed to Air Force. I think one of my favorite non-hockey game days of the year is when sorry. My gosh. I just totally lost my train of thought. But you're committed to Air Force. How cool for you is it when the Air Force guys are in the building, being in an Air Force town, having those guys around and seeing guys from the Bomber Wings or whatever coming to the rink?
Yeah, I think it's awesome, and it's really cool because obviously I'll be doing something in that field someday, so yeah. It's really cool. And
I was starting to say my favorite is when Clint Romachet comes and speaks to the group. He was in I want to say December that he was here. What was that like for you, hearing his story and getting to talk to him a little bit after?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, you hear a lot of these Navy SEALs and a lot of these speakers, who come back from overseas and see a lot that the average person will never see a day in their life. So it's really cool to take things away from their experiences and just get to learn from them.
And Carter, we've talked a little bit about your relationship with Keenan, but also your relationship with goaltending coach Wyatt Wazelenchuk. He's been around now. This is his 5th season with the Tauros. What has he meant to your career so far?
He's been really great for me so far. I mean, I've learned a lot about like how to prepare for a junior game and a lot about the small little details you kind of have to refine as a junior hockey goalie. So it's been awesome.
As we start to look ahead here, we've got the Wilderness this weekend, a little bit weird schedule. Not playing Friday night, playing Saturday night and then Sunday afternoon. How much are you guys into routine? Are you routine guys, or will this not be that big a deal for you?
I'm kind of a routine guy. I think most goalies are, but it's just kind of gotta figure it out as you go during away weekends. So.
Yeah, I mean, for myself, I like to stick to somewhat of a routine, but there's some days where I switch it up and just kind of roll with what I'm feeling, I guess.
Also this weekend, the Wilderness coming in. We've taken 3 out of 4 from these guys. The one loss was an overtime loss. You've had a pretty good look at them now. You kind of know what to expect. What are you expecting this weekend going and playing there for the first time?
I think it's going to be a really fast, physical game, and they're obviously a really good team, really well coached, but so are we. And I think the biggest thing for us is just focusing on ourselves and getting better each and every period and just focusing on what we can do than the little things and not putting as much emphasis on the other team.
I imagine, I don't know, I haven't talked to Shane or Waz yet, but I imagine you'll probably get one of the starts with the quick turnaround. How excited are you for that? And, as well as you've played, unfortunately, you haven't had a ton of offensive support. How much do you want that first junior win?
Obviously I want it more than anything right now is to get a win, but, if I end up playing, I'm going to do anything to get a win, and, that's kind of what we're playing for, so.
Is it too early in the year? We've played roughly 30 games. Is it too early? Are you guys paying attention to the standings, what's going on with the other teams, or are you really just focused on our game?
I think it's definitely. I think it's important not to put too much emphasis on it. I don't think there's anything wrong with being aware, but at the end of the day, it's all in our control. So.
Yeah, we definitely have to focus on ourselves first, but it's definitely not a bad thing to take a look around the league and see what's going on. So.
How about a little bit of off the ice stuff? Either of you guys have any hobbies, stuff you like to do away from the rink to help you relax as this season? This season's going to drag on. You guys got here in August, and now with the delays last fall, we're probably going to be playing hopefully until mid-May, if not later.
Yeah, it's hard to do it right now because of all the snow, but one thing I really enjoy is golfing, so I'm pretty excited for the weather to warm up and be able to get back out on the course for sure.
Yeah, I'm with him with the golfing thing, and then right now, we just kind of find random things to do to just kind of get out of the billet house and do something, kind of bond a little bit.
I think it was last week, maybe it was 2 weeks ago now, the whole group got over to Planet Pizza and did some laser tag. Talk a little bit about how crazy is Wags when you put him in the laser tag arena?
Oh, he's nuts. He gets into it, so he has a good time.
Yeah, he was going around there. I think he was sweating doing that stuff. He was just running around. It was crazy to see.
Aside from Wags, who's the best guy on the team at laser tag, and who's the best and who's the worst?
I think Logan Anderson's got to be the worst, and I would say the best was I thought Zimmer was up there.
Yeah, I would say Gabe Temple was one of the best for sure. So
okay, I'm surprised Max Bogdanovich wasn't in there as much as he loves to go hunting. What else do you guys like to do to kind of relax away from the rink? You guys mentioned golf, but that's not really a possibility yet. Have you guys found other things to do either on your own or as a group?
Yeah, obviously earlier in the year when football was on, Sundays was always fun to get together with a few guys and watch some of those. And then me and Will Kroll, once a week we pick an NHL game and we bet NA on it. So I'll pick a team and he'll pick a team. So that's always fun.
Now, obviously, a lot of season left. One of the nice things I think about it is there's going to be a lot more weekday games as we go on here. How much are you guys looking forward to mostly playing games as opposed to mostly practicing?
Yeah, obviously it's definitely gonna be a lot more fun. You know, we're here to play games, not to practice, obviously, but you know, it's gonna be nice to play more games.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously as a junior player, you want to play as many games as you can. So I think it's gonna be really fun, and obviously it's gonna be different. But as a hockey player, you gotta adapt. So.
How nice has it been just being in a normal flow again? I think one of the things that contributed to that losing streak a month ago was the fact that we would play a weekend, have a weekend off. We were basically going 2 weeks between games. Was that hard on you guys, having all that time off?
Yeah, I mean, I think as a player, you know, once you get into your routine and once you get used to, you know, doing the same things, and I think that's huge. But at the end of the day, you know, like I said before, you got to find a way to adapt and you got to find a way to adjust too. So,
last thing before I let you both go, you know, half a season left. We talk about it all the time in Minot that after about a half a season, you're not a rookie anymore. You know what to expect. You know the level of play. You know, do you feel that's the case? And what are your goals for the rest of the year?
You know, yeah, like you're right, exactly. I think we know what to expect, and you know, my goal is just to play as good as I can for the team and try to get as many wins as I can, and you know, just our goal as a team is to win the Robertson Cup. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was definitely different going from high school hockey to junior hockey, especially in this year. But I think now I finally got the feel for it, and I just want to help the team in any way you can to our end goal, which is obviously Robbie. So.
All right. Well, I think I speak for everyone in Toro country. We love that idea. So thanks, guys, for popping up here and doing Toros Weekly, and good luck the rest of the way.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Once again, that's Carter Clafton and Reid Bogenholm. And I think that'll just about do it for us here on Toros Weekly with Peter out. I'm Ken Oda. For everyone here at the Bonfire Studios North, Sean Bachhoven, and the crew, hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. We'll talk to you next Wednesday right here from Bonfire Studios North on Toros Weekly.